Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, I thought I'd read to you a letter which has been coming to us with increasing numbers, increasing numbers, because YouTube are manually reviewing our videos. Now, they've been doing that for a while, but it doesn't seem like they review every one. But listen to this, and this is one that's been coming through for quite a while. I've had several now since YouTube started to monitor what is happening with people's comments, or so they say. What's happening is that they're discovering new stuff that they didn't apparently see before. And here's the letter. Hi, A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, that's us. After manually reviewing your video, we've confirmed that it isn't suitable for all advertisers. As a result, it will continue to run limited or no ads. And then it tells you the subject, the actual video itself, which in this particular case was the one that I did on Sharia law and the OFW, overseas Filipino workers, and what it means to them in terms of hard work and abuse in a lot of cases. And we address that as hard work and danger, and we went over that as a warning, as informational to OFWs. And OFWs compose of, well, if you're an OFW, you may be encouraged to know this, but we actually have a terrific portion of our subscribers are OFWs. The reason for that is very clearly to me, as I've lived in, well, only for 5 years, which is not a huge amount of time, but I have noticed that when Filipinos find a loyalty to any celebrity or half celebrity or person that they watch and live through in a way, they become very, very loyal to those people. And we find that the Filipinos, OFWs, will share about our channel, and we love that. Okay, so what we're trying to do is to do something which is informative and work on something which is very much a soft spot for me, because I hate to think that one of the things that the Philippines seems to be very adept at doing, exporting their people. Talked about this before. They should know what the dangers are, and this particular video was shared to another person who I took on this video. I took a lot of information that this lady Annie Cyrus had given, and I believe, not sure, haven't confirmed it yet, haven't found the Facebook page, but I've been told on good authority that the video is running on Annie's page, which I would be honored to think was true. Right, now look at what it goes on to say. Your video remains playable and is still eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube. From YouTube Red, not quite sure of that. You can find more information about our advertiser-friendly guidelines in our help center. Now, look at the wording there, and that's very important. You can find more information about our advertiser-friendly guidelines. Now, because the idea of Sharia law touches on the Muslim faith, which certainly if you're in America, you're not allowed to make any comments, or they're very carefully monitored about Islam, because it's deemed to be something that is politically incorrect and that might possibly I don't know, incite differences or disagreements between the Islamic community and the Christian community. Of course, you're allowed to bash the Christian community all you want, but not so with the Islamic. So it amazes me that people like Annie Cyrus, who comes, I think that she is of Persian descent, and she is up there telling of her horrendous childhood experiences as in fact a sold child bride in Iran, and what that meant in terms from Sharia law. Now, if you look at this, we're not supposed to be thinking in terms of censorship, but if you make it clear that there are advertiser-friendly guidelines, then it is a form of encouragement to be careful what you say. Whereas actually we should be talking honestly and frankly about the way that we feel about certain subjects. And if we are perhaps not iconic figures, if we are people who are speaking to an audience which is greater than you would normally expect, it's not like getting up at Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park and shouting out unamplified what you think about something, and then engaging with an audience of maybe that surround you of maybe 30 to 50 if you're lucky. No, what bloggers are saying has become of some importance and some natural exposure, and that is what's happening. So my title even of Sharia law and the OFW has already triggered the radar, if you wish, and in doing that it then becomes reviewed manually. Now, the idea that anything is being reviewed manually in this day and age seems to me to be a contradiction of the way that our lives are going in general. But maybe it is, but I would think that they could get this done without the manual thing at all, complete. So what else does it mean? Well, it does mean, I think, some form of subtle censorship, plus it's an indication that the things that we are suffering at the moment in terms of comments being disabled, and comments being disabled, it's a confusing subject because they started off with a very important point, which was that in their opinion they have found that there are some sites that are showing children, and that the comments, this is what was interesting, the comments were inappropriate. These sleazebags are making comments about images that they're watching, which include children. Go figure why anybody's life should be in such tatters that they would want to do that, or that they would get a kick out of doing that. It's beyond me. But anyway, that led to, across the board, disabling comments that were on, they said, that were on any channels that were featuring children. But this apparently has not been true, because as somebody has recently written to me and said, you know, that there's a guy that deals mostly in workshop stuff. He takes you into his workshop and he shows you repairing his car. He's a mechanic, he's an engineer, and very occasionally one of his kids, or his only kid for all I know, walks into the shop and there's a little exchange talking I don't even know whether that child is male or female. But he is having problems with disabled comments, and comments are very important to any channel. Now, whether you think because maybe a comment that you made was not acknowledged or responded to, that your comment is not being read, and this is just not true, because the comments that you receive are all part of your success or lack of it on YouTube. So they are very important. Now, obviously we are coming up very soon, probably, if not already. I think it's either a 135 or 134,000 subs. Well, obviously, if enough of those subs were to make meaningful comments, it would be impossible for me to make any response at all. I would just go through what I would think would be the most interesting response to most people, and I would deal with those, which is pretty well what I do now. So those comments are really important, and it forms a bond between us as vloggers and you as the subscriber, and it is important, even down to if a person says hi, and if this as a responder, there's really not much you can do with that. Somebody keeps saying hi, Terence. What do I do with that? But eventually I'll become embarrassed by the number of times that they've done it, and I will say hi, Joyce, or what, whatever the person's name is, and then in a lot of cases that opens up some dialogue where the person actually tells you what they were really talking about, but they wanted to know the highs and the hellos and how are yous. They are just testing the water as to whether you are ever going to respond. I got a response back from a reply that I wrote on someone who emailed me, and she wrote back after I'd responded and said hi and this and a little bit of discourse, and she said, "Wow, I'm just amazed that you actually wrote back." And we do try to do this. This is part of my job. When Beth is labouring away on doing the editing and posting of our videos, which we try to do anywhere between 5 and 10 videos a day. So it's important. And as for the number of videos that we put up, we'll be approaching our next big figure will be 7,000 in terms of the number of videos that we put up. Now, that's our different approach, and we are able to do that because we keep things simple. We keep our simple life recorded in a simple way. We don't have introduction music. We don't have little flashbacks, little edited tricks, which other people do so much better than we do. So we leave that to others, and people comment us on the way that our videos come across as being real, as being some people say raw, because they're not dressed up in interesting things happening. Like somebody, if they go from A to B, they put it on high speed, and you are bums rushed through the next 5 miles of countryside. We don't do that. We go another way, and we try to make it so that it's real, about real people and real situations. Now, as far as the comments go, again, we try to keep that in the good vein, feel good, and certainly inappropriate comments about children has no place on our channel. Now, we're getting it's evident that our comments are in defense of YouTube. It is evident that they are going through our videos, because now things which we were never pulled up on one particular one, I played the trombone, and I play the tune, the old standard tune of Masquerade, which was an Andy Williams song, I believe, and I do an instrumental version of that, just me and a piano, a piano accompaniment, and I play the trombone for that. There are others where I sing popular songs. I sing Danny Boy, which if you want to look at that. So these now are coming up, and they're saying it's just to let you know that your video is using what may be the property of, and then they mention whoever owns the copyright on something. And now Masquerade in particular, as an example, has been on the channel since, wow, since we were about 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers. Like, so 140,000 subscribers ago, and now it's just coming up that they're claiming the copyright, which I'm actually not sure that they're correct in doing that, because you are allowed surely to sing a song. So what happens if I do a little rendition of 12 or the whole song of Zippity Doo Dah or some other old thing, You Are My Sunshine? That's then copyright. I thought that there was artistic license where you were allowed to do things, and apparently they are saying no. So I thought it was of interest that this is coming up now, and that there is that slight little pressure to make you behave in a certain way and to video those subjects which are more soft sell. And I know that YouTube in the past have also had problems with this, of allowing videos that come on subjects which are very hot, and they've still got advertisers, and the advertisers, where the video itself might be quite graphic, violently in some cases, and they've got a completely soft sell thing like, I don't know, soap or something like that, being advertised on something that's graphically violent. So they had their problems on that. Not sure whether they ever did get round to doing something about that. The good side is that I think that what will happen is that as more of our videos are manually reviewed, they will see that in fact we take out our own trash. We don't allow the bad stuff on there, we just don't allow it. Okay, thanks for listening in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Someone said, why do you say like, comment, subscribe when you know that they can't comment? We keep hoping that the comments will come back. That's why we say like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for being with us. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Bye for now.